Before we begin tonight's stories, I want to share something personal. Creating these videos takes a lot of time and effort, and right now I truly need your support to keep going. Every subscription, every like, and every share brings me closer to activating ads, which honestly helps me survive and continue bringing you these stories. If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing. It means the world to me. Thank you. Some stories are short and creepy, but others, they stay with you. Tonight I'll tell you 5 tales that unfold slowly, piece by piece. Each one is longer, darker, and more disturbing than the last. By the end, you may find yourself checking the shadows in your room. Let's begin. Story 1. The Man Who Attended His Own Funeral. John Smith was a healthy 45-year-old man living in Ohio. One evening in early 2024, he suddenly collapsed while watching TV with his wife. His pulse was gone. Paramedics rushed in, tried everything: CPR, defibrillators, adrenaline. But after nearly an hour, they declared him dead. The family was devastated. They held a wake. Mourners gathered. Flowers filled the room. On the 3rd day during the funeral service, something strange happened. It started with a faint thump inside the coffin. The priest paused. Everyone assumed it was their imagination. But then, 3 loud knocks. The room went silent. Some screamed, others froze. When the coffin was pried open, John was there, sweating, breathing, eyes darting around in panic. "Where am I?" he gasped. "Why are you all staring at me?" Doctors could not explain it. For 3 full days, John had no heartbeat, no brain activity. Hospital machines confirmed his death 3 times, yet here he was, alive, terrified, and weak. Neighbors whispered that he had crossed into death and been sent back. Others claimed it was a medical failure, but John himself told reporters something chilling. "I remember nothing but darkness. And then, a voice told me to go back, but it didn't sound human." To this day, no medical journal has published an explanation. Story 2. The Girl in the Walls. The Andrews family thought their house in Massachusetts was safe. A 2-story suburban home, warm yellow paint, white shutters. But late in 1986, strange things began happening. At night, Tina, the 16-year-old daughter, heard scratching. Long, slow strokes across the walls of her bedroom. Her parents told her it was rats. But one evening, she woke up to the feeling of being watched. In the corner of her room stood a pale figure, skinny, hair matted, clothes torn. He stared without speaking, then bolted. When the police arrived, they searched the entire house, every closet, every room. Nothing. But an officer noticed something odd. A piece of wallpaper looked slightly bulged. When they tore it open, they discovered a hidden passage. Inside was a narrow crawl space filled with garbage, food wrappers, and blankets. And crouched in the darkness was Daniel LaPlante, a teenager who had been secretly living in their walls for weeks. He had carved peepholes in Tina's bedroom to watch her. He admitted he had been moving silently through the walls at night, sometimes standing just inches behind her while she slept. When asked why, his chilling reply was simple: "Because I could." The family moved out within days, but Tina never slept soundly again. Story 3. The Boy Who Vanished on the Way to Bed. In 1999, in a small Texas town, 9-year-old Aiden said goodnight to his parents and went into his room. His mother tucked him in, kissed him on the forehead, and closed the door. 10 minutes later, she went back to check on him. His bed was empty. The window was wide open. Tiny footprints led outside, across the yard, into the woods. But then, they just stopped, as if he had vanished mid-step. Police combed the forest with dogs and helicopters. Nothing. No sound, no clothing, no signs of struggle. His disappearance became one of the most haunting unsolved cases in the state. Some neighbors later claimed they had seen Aiden wandering at night, hand in hand with a tall, shadowy figure that melted into the trees. Others believe he was taken by someone who knew the family. But here's the detail that makes this story unforgettable. The night Aiden disappeared, his father's pager received a message, a single line of text: "He's mine now." The number was untraceable. Story 4. The phone that called from the grave. In 2011, an Ohio family lost their son in a terrible car accident. His phone was destroyed in the crash, shattered, melted, completely unusable. Yet, 2 days later, his mother received a call. The caller ID showed her son's number. When she answered, there was nothing but static. And then, faintly, she heard his voice. "Mom, don't worry. I'm okay." Over the next week, she received 4 more calls. Each time, static filled the line with faint words, sometimes laughter, sometimes crying. When investigators checked, the phone company confirmed the number had been inactive since the crash. The SIM card was destroyed. There was no possible way those calls could have been made. Skeptics call it grief hallucination. But the voicemails still exist, filled with distorted static and faint whispers. Story 5. The Vanishing Hotel Room. A mother and daughter traveling through Paris checked into a beautiful old hotel. The mother wasn't feeling well, so the daughter went to fetch medicine. When she returned, the room was spotless. Bed made, luggage gone, and no sign her mother had ever been there. Panicked, she asked the staff, but they looked at her blankly. "You checked in alone?" She demanded to see records, but all the documents listed only one guest. The daughter searched every floor, every hallway. Nothing. It was as though her mother had been erased from existence. The daughter spent weeks in Paris, begging for answers, but found nothing. Some believe it was a cover-up for a contagious illness hidden by the authorities. Others say it was a psychological break. But still, versions of the vanishing hotel room keep appearing in Europe with different families, different victims, but always the same ending. The companion disappears, and everyone insists they never existed. Conclusion: each of these stories leaves us with one truth. Reality is fragile. People vanish, the dead return, and sometimes the walls themselves hold secrets we don't want to know. If you've listened this far, thank you. I need your support to keep creating these stories. Please subscribe, share this video, and help me reach monetization. Every bit of support matters more than you can imagine. Until next time, sleep well if you can.